We've been descending for a while now. These tunnels are deeper than I thought. What could be down here?
Hello students, and welcome back to the video game Breakpoint. Today we're once again plunging into the enchanting world of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. As we discussed before, this game builds upon Breath of the Wild's open world ethos, refining emergent gameplay and deepening environmental storytelling. In addition to insights from Vidaquest, Verdier, and Bradford, I want to highlight another angle today, what Gorkem calls environmental storytelling through procedural materials. While Tears of the Kingdom is handcrafted rather than procedurally generated, thinking about how materials can convey meaning can deepen our understanding and appreciation for Nintendo's artistry. As usual, I've provided a reference list for my Let's Play in the description below. Let's begin. Vidkist analysis suggests series like Zelda have shifted decisively into open world structures, and Bradford's research shows that the narrative of Breath of the Wild, the thematic underpinnings of nature, technology, and mythical archetypes continue to shape the Zelda experience. Let's see how these ideas come alive as we explore Sky Island's ancient ruins, and new encounters that challenge our understanding of heroism and the world design. In Tears of the Kingdom, emergent gameplay, such as Ultra Hand, Fuse, Ascend, encourages personal problem solving. According to VidQuest, emergent gameplay systems enhance player agency. But what's equally fascinating is how the materials themselves tell stories. Gorkem argues that even the smallest texture details, like a patch of lichen or a chipped stone, can be thought of as indices of environmental history. Notice the moss growing on these ancient stone blocks? In procedural pipeline, artists might think of the lichen as masked material, signifying moisture and life-friendly conditions. Here, Nintendo's artists have meticulously placed such growth to convey that ruins have seen centuries of rain and gentle decay, implying a stable, life-supporting ecosystem above the clouds. Handcrafted, yes, but it channels the same principles as procedural frameworks would leverage to tell stories through textures. I want to speak a bit more about emergent systems. The gameplay tools excel at not only providing an exciting gameplay experience, but they also dip their hand in telling a narrative. Or should I say, dip their ultra hand. So let's see here, I attach these two real quick. Okay, then I bring the platform over here. Oh, one sec, go over like this. And my reward should be a nice check. Huh? Where's my check? Wait a minute. What happened? What? Despite their impact to the story, much of the Zonai history actually still remains a mystery. In spite of it, I aim to uncover the mystery through the nature and rich environment. Let's go back on the topic of storytelling through the environment. Verdier discusses how environmental storytelling emerges organically through exploration. Bradford highlights that music and narrative go hand in hand, and Gorkem adds another layer. Materials themselves are narrative building blocks. Consider how these stones are chipped and broken. In a procedural system, breakings or wind erosion nodes are often dialed up to a harsher climate or even a catastrophic event. In Tears of the Kingdom, the carefully handcrafted cracks and accumulated dirt send a similar message. They tell us the place endured something tumultuous, whether that's the great upheaval or centuries of neglect.
These murals tell a similar story, and if they are accurate, then the gods mentioned were the Zonai. They must have forged a relationship with the Hylians of that time, working together to establish the Kingdom of Hyrule. Oh. Incredible. This mural must be the Great War recorded in the royal histories. This is the imprisoning war, and the events that led up to it.
You know, something that's pretty interesting is the game never actually tells you how much time has passed since the events of Breath of the Wild. But Hateno Village offers a lot of clues. You see, the main streets are livelier than before. A mostly empty field is now a school, and of course there's also Link's house, which you can read my gaming journal entry for more details. Based on these factors, I would guess Tears of the Kingdom takes place roughly after 3 to 5 years. Let's explore Bradford's analysis again, which reminds us that Breath of the Wild uses quiet, subtle music to complement environmental cues, and in my eyes, the sequel only improves upon its predecessor. The mechanistic feeling of entering a shrine creates an aesthetic that is a sense of separation from the rest of Hyrule. The terrifying enemies and bosses all have their own battle music, and the soundtrack only gets more intense based on the strength of the opponent. The distinct melodies of each of the temple let the environment itself tell a story, and of course the
Demon King? Secret Stone? Demon King. Secret Stone.
Secret Stone? Demon King?
Psycho Mantis.
Psycho Mantis. I'm Psycho Mantis! Psycho Mantis.
Gorkum explores how visual cues like oxidization or water erosion can suggest passage of time, climate conditions, and human absence. We already talked a little bit about passage of time earlier, but let's talk about a new chapter of Hyrule, such as the Zonai constructs. They balance their advanced technology and nature's reclamation. You notice any faint luminescence in the distance? Well, check out the Zonai deposits. The deposits are a hint that nature is overriding what once was a mechanical perfection. Tears of the Kingdom's environments feel completely and deliberately sculpted, but the underlying logic parallels procedural thinking. Each texture is chosen to evoke a narrative truth. I could go on and on about how mechanisms and grand statues are all a part of this great history of Hyrule and relics of lost civilizations, but I'll just let the beautiful landscape do the talking. I already mentioned the temples earlier, but each of the region's materials tell their own stories. The Hebra Mountains and the Gerudo Highlands are covered in snow. You get a swampy feel from the wetlands. Meanwhile, Death Mountain's angular rocks create a sense of danger, but the desert's more humid environment left his smoother stones. The artistry behind these textures encourages players to pick up on narrative cues without explicit explanation. It's truly a masterclass in environmental storytelling. In evolving from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom shows that every texture, every material is a part of storytelling toolkit. As VidQuest notes, open world design thrives on player agency. Verdier shows how narrative emerges from environment, Bradford emphasizes music and thematic interplay, and Gorkum teaches us that the smallest material details can function like narrative nodes. The materials and game mechanics as narrative elements enhances our appreciation for this handcrafted depth and detail. By recognizing the parallels, we see Tears of the Kingdom as not just a sequel, but as a testament to how the environment, just simple things from rock erosion to the entire Hateno village development, can shape the player's understanding of the game. The world trusts us to read textures and crafts and create our own personal narratives. I want to thank all my fans for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your appreciation of Hyrule stories. You can check out my Patreon in the description. Until next time, keep grinding, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and let the environment speak its secrets.